you are listening and or watching PWNcast. This is episode 36. We are in patch 6.0.3. I am your very ADD host, Warlock host Belle. This year we had a guest planned. Unfortunately, the plan fell through because he had other things to do. So what we'd like to do is this episode's going to be kind of a year in review. We're going to do a year in review for PWNcast, how we've grown as a show, where we started, where we've been. We're going to do a year in review for each of the members on the show. And it's just going to be focused on wrapping up this year as we head into 2015 in gaming. I did, of course, bring the Riders of Rohan with me. Unfortunately, I brought them all, and boy, are they're in rare today. I did bring the mage who doubles as an Ashran tour guide, Frysa.
It is very true. I have yesterday I walked around and I was like, if you look to the right, there's some trolls over there you don't want to go by. If you look to the left, so I definitely wish I could charge and stand in the front and be like 50 gold for a quick tour.
I want to
or something, you know. So
except that everybody finished their conquest points last night, and the next thing you know, he goes, "Okay, everybody left group," and I'm standing in the middle of the Ashran going, "Where the hell am I?"
We're gonna go down this real quick. Okay, so first of all, everyone is in there.
We have a bottle of pills. What's
we have Oh, my bad. I didn't know I had that in my head. Anyways, those are my blood pressure pills.
He doubles as a tour guide in Ashran. He has to afford his pill habit.
I have high blood pressure from PvP.
Okay.
But, okay, so yesterday, we're doing, all of us, all the Riders of Rohan are in there that want to do PvP. We all cap out. So then Spamberger's like, I'm done Conquest. Dark Lycan is like, I'm done. Big Dom's like, I'm done. I'm like, I'm done. Samantha's like, I'm done. Then we all leave. About 10 minutes later, we hear Nate go, "Where'd everybody go?"
By Nate, he means Lycan.
Oh, I'm messing up big time today.
I was just standing in the middle of there going, I don't know where the hell I'm at.
Where is everybody?
Yeah,
where'd my tour guide go?
I felt
horde. Oh, look, 80 horde. Oh, shit, I'm dead.
Yeah, I felt so bad yesterday. I apologize. I really have no words to make him feel better about what we did to him, leaving him there in Ashran. So,
well, we're glad you made it to the show. I'm sure we'll make you pay for that sometime throughout the week. I did also bring the shaman who moonlights as a stripper for extra gold, Spamberger.
Ooh.
First it was Apexis crystals, now it's for gold. I will do it for Apexis crystals. I will do it for gold. Let me tell you, this sister don't roll like that.
He does have a female shaman, which is why it's...
My shaman is stunning. She's glitters like gold.
She's sexy, I won't lie. I won't tell a lie about that. She is a good-looking shaman for sure. I did also bring the Death Knight.
Don't tell him about my DPS this week at all. No, don't. I won't either. That's okay.
He's not allowed to heal. He has to DPS for our raid. So
she took my heals away.
These guys. This is what I work with every week, and I love it. I'm really excited to do this.
I've been playing this restoration spec on my shaman for like 8 years. I've been playing the DPS spec for like 2 months. Mm-hmm. So the fact that she doesn't want my heals anymore is kind of a compliment. So.
I also have the Death Knight who put his army of the dead in a beauty pageant, like in...
They are pretty.
They are pretty. I mean, kind of.
What do you mean, kinda?
Well...
They're my little baby minions.
Okay.
I raised them up for good.
It's like the Texans.
I tell you what, though, I have been playing around with the hunter, and I am kind of liking the pet thing, so... I really wish they would have not taken away all our pets as DKs, but that just makes me cry, so we're not going to do anything.
I'm glad that you guys were able to join. I want you guys to know that it took us 20 minutes to start the podcast because most of you know what I deal with. What I deal with these boys are, it is rough being anywhere with these guys. They are absolutely insane with their ADD. It's difficult. We probably started the podcast about 7 times. So let's get right in. Let's talk about, there hasn't been much news. So there was hot fixes on the 19th. There hasn't been a whole lot of news. There was a small stuff on Lizard Squad. people are starting, all the hackers are starting to unite now to try to take these guys down. They took down 2 of them in Canada. I was told that there's such a large group of apparently a bunch of asshole teenagers whose parents didn't love them. I don't really know what the story is with these kids. So now it's basically like this huge ongoing battle. Please stop talking about them on Facebook groups, and I'm going to tell you why. This makes them famous, and they love it. The more people mention the Lizard Squad, the more they're going to do it because bad press is good press to them. So stop talking about these guys, and they'll go away. It's like Bloody Mary. The second you say her name, there she is in your mirror. Like, seriously, just stay away. But there wasn't any news this week. So we have a lot of really good stuff, but we can go right into our week in WoW. Frysa, what did you do this week?
This week I just tried to cap out. I don't like when my workers are not working. I don't have any work orders going in my enchanting ward, so showing that. I went to do about 20 dungeons, and I got finally all my my Draeneic dust, so I was able to get my workers to work again. So I don't like doing PvE stuff, but I have to do it to disenchant. So I was doing that most of the week, just trying to get my workers to work and capping out people in arena. So it was pretty fun. It was a really fun week, I think. It was good.
Nice. Spammy, what did you do this week?
Well, I've gotten, as I mentioned, I've gotten much more comfortable in that DPS spec. And my wife and I are on vacation this week, so we've been vacationing in Azeroth. We've found a lot of great fishing spots.
I've seen your wife on every day this week.
Every day, right? She's on at like 5 in the morning because she's normally driving a bus at that hour. So she's up with her cup of coffee in one hand and her mouse in the other, and she's.
Nobody ever knows if it's her. They always whisper me and say, "Is that Spam or Mrs. Spam?" And I always know who it is based off what they're doing. Like if you're fishing, I always know what's going on based off what area Draki, which is her tune, is in. I always know if it's you or if it's her.
Yeah.
I don't stalk my guilds or anything. I'm just saying I know that.
The hell you don't. It's the funniest thing. Just so you know, because my wife stalks you because the rest of the guild stalks you. And she asked me the other day, why is it every time she comes in and out of the server, the whole guild is like, Norb! You know? And I'm just like, because she's the guild master. And she's just like, you guys are too much for me.
Well, and I think we talked about this after last week's podcast. I was doing something with you guys on Skype, and you guys were getting mad because I wasn't responding. And I think Frysa was getting mad. We were supposed to be doing something, and I was trying to explain to him, the second I log in, it literally is like 12 whispers. Bloop, 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 bloop. Here they all go. And it's stuff that people need taken care of, and when I'm not on, they save that and wait for me to log in. But this is what the price you pay for being an approachable, involved guildmaster. All my guildies are equal to me. We're all on the same playing field. I'm not one of those guildmasters who's like, oh, I'm too good to speak to anybody in my guild. Like, I'm very involved in what we're doing. I know
there are songs that rain out as soon as that little chime comes in, like Bella sang is logged on. All of a sudden, the guild chat goes, Bella sang. We have
the best guild ever. We got a new member today. He's actually from he's a PWNcast, avid PWNcast listener, has been for a while. We've gotten quite a few people that have said, these guys have a lot of fun, and they always talk about their fun. Let me see what they're doing. So we've gotten a lot of really good people. So that's all you did? Did you raid? I know you were doing moonlighting. Spam?
I did. You caught me. I was doing like LFR runs because our guild's not too good for that now at this point. So I was trying to I'm trying to get loot for my disenchants, So I'm in there getting gear that I already got, so I could disenchant it.
For sure.
I never get an upgrade. Actually, that's not true. I got a instead of a normal mace, I got a Warforged mace this week. I'd like to get
some loots in the run though. In the normal run, we did get loots. That was nice.
I brackets for my life would get
I ran LFR this week for the first time, and it's been a long time. I said I would never do it, and I did it, and I got 3 pieces.
I don't want to hear it. You're an LFR pro.
It was great groups. It was really fast. I did. I think it was 15. I didn't know, but you can do LFR raids in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're really fast base rolls.
Yeah, I didn't really know that, so I'm gonna build it.
No mechanics.
Lycan, what'd you do this week?
I did my 2 LFRs, which same thing. I don't think I never wanted to step back into that, but it is so ridiculously easy.
Yeah.
I pulled the boss. Like, I didn't even wait. As long as all 40 people were there, it just boom. You just automatically pull the boss. I single tank every single one of them. They said they were going to make it easy, but this is a little ridiculous. I mean, I understand they want to immerse everybody into it, but when you're going from 630 gear to, what is it, 640 or 650 gear? 640 gear. That you get out of it, you almost have to run it. And I was very disappointed. I don't know. I think they need to retune it to make it a little bit harder.
No.
Oh yeah.
No way. 10-man and heroic is hard.
But why go into a LFR that you can do in 10 minutes and just stand there and really auto attack in the boss?
Because they see it. Because they know where the kitty.
Because everything else is so difficult, they wanted to make it where normal, average, everyday Joes can go into LFR and not wipe 500 times. It makes it easier. However, I do see your point, because if my guildies are running LFRs and then they step into normals and heroics and they're like, wait, we have to do stuff?
They're going to be shot.
Yeah, we have to do stuff. You can't just stand there. Stuff has to happen. There's mechanics involved. So.
Oh, yeah. I will be giving my mother Warlords this week, and if she comes out at level 100, goes through an LFR and said, hey, I want to raid with you, I'm done. I'm quit.
In the interest of full disclosure, he did tell me that his mother's not allowed to raid, but I love her, and I'm totally going to let her raid because she is awesome.
Sorry, Mom. I know you guys are watching the show, but no, you are not permitted to raid.
I will let you.
That was another thing.
Level, she gets my
I've
vote.
let you. I wear the Guildmaster hat. Although I will lose a tank for that run because he will refuse.
Anybody out there looking for a level 9 or a level 100 DK? I'm at a level 646. I will definitely go ahead and join your guild.
Mom's running raids because that's.
But no, that was a big thing for me this week. My father actually watched the show. We've got 2 new fans. They both watched the show and they absolutely love it. So.
Does that mean I have to stop saying the F word so much, or are they cool with that? They're okay.
They swear like drunken.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, my weekend WoW, I don't do anything. I get on and do my garrisons. I handle guild stuff. I'm trying to level the shaman. I haven't really done anything productive outside of raiding. I'm trying to relearn how to make money in the auction house with my new professions. But
That's how to make money in the auction house, by the way.
We're heavy into raiding and trying to progress, and it's really difficult taking a guild who did not do progression last expansion and trying to mold raiders out of these guys. But it's going really, really well, and I have literally the best guildies in the world, I'm sure. We're not elite, but we're doing stuff.
But we show up, right?
They show up, and everybody is not grumpy sometimes.
Except for that guy in the corner.
So we've just been doing raids and running content and seeing, I've been a little bit involved in what everybody else is doing so that I could give feedback for you guys. So let's talk about this last year. For those of you that have been with PWNcast from the very beginning, and I know there's a lot of you, boy, what a year. What a 2014 where Elida picked up a lonely little homeless girl off the side of the Azeroth Road and brought her into this amazing home. And my tune does have side boob. I got a new transmog for those of you that don't know, and that's what he's talking about.
It was the side boob.
I've never shown any part of my body tune-wise before because I believe your tune's a reflection of who you are in real life, so I don't have any slutty mogs. They're always very well clothed, and she's got a huge side boob. I totally went off the railing.
It's like circles on this side.
I'm going to show it right here, the side boob, because it's pretty epic.
It's epic.
This year, so I know that we've been back and forth as far as Elida being able to come back and remain as host. Unfortunately, Elida's real life boss pretty much wiped him. He's just got so many really good things in his life that's going on right now. And these good things, he's got to cultivate those things at home. And sadly, Elida's the type of guy that he's not going to do it half-ass. If he can't do it all the way, he's not going to do it at all. So it's very possible that he can come on as a guest sometime, after all of he's got a lot of exciting life change stuff that's happening. All good things, nothing bad. Right. So with that, I did. It was a really sad moment because I think we all held out hope that he might return. But real life has got to come first, and we've always said that. But look at the journey that the four of us have been on. Mass Medic isn't with us. He had his own real life stuff to do, but look at the way that it's all worked out and it's shaped and what we started off doing audio, very, very rough audio, to video and having these amazing guests that we've had this year. We've had Ro from Realm Maintenance. We've had Josh, who is Rathamus. He's the founder of the World of Warcraft public event and the founder of the Rastrat AV for Horde. We've had so many. We've had the red shirt guy. Yep. We've had all the people in the Facebook communities that are figureheads and are instrumental in making us game better and giving us avenues to be able to come together as one. I mean, we've went from having nobody as guests to people that love being on our show and with us, and look at how far we've came.
And I'm not saying we are the best podcast out there, because there are a lot of them out there, but what we have done this year, we have basically said, look, we're here, we're not going anywhere, just make room for us because we're not going away.
We're a poor man's instance. That's what I say. We're the poor man's instance, but I mean, we're definitely not on the instance level. I did tweet to the instance 2 weeks ago and said, we want to be like you when we grow up. I tweeted from when we grow up because we want to be, but you're right. We're people in the community we're trusted now. People know that we're for the players, by the players. We're not your elite. You can't roll with us. We're your, hey, everybody come along. Let's all play. Spam just can't heal. He just needs to be DPS.
She took my heels away.
I mean, what a journey this has been.
Stop trying to change it.
Right? That's his job.
My job, man.
So, let's just recap a little bit of what everybody's done this year. So, Frysa, you've started on one server to another, and tell us your story of where you've been this year.
In 1 year, I've been on Prodmore for many years, but I was on Prodmore, then I decided to go to Tichondrius for PvP, and that was awesome and everything, and then all my PvP partners stopped playing WoW, and because they were not taking their high blood pressure medicine. Mm-hmm. And so I said, well, then I found a great friend here, Balasang, and she led me to somehow managed to get me to go to Alliance after 7 years of playing on the Horde. Although I'm not too happy about it, but I do like playing with my friends, so I went Alliance and on Argent Dawn. So basically in 1 year I went to 2 different realms and changed a race. Yeah, it's actually a different character as well. I left my Horde mage on Tichondrius and made a Alliance mage on Argent Dawn.
Right,
it's been a journey. It's been a journey for the Frost Mage as well. There's been a lot of issues going on with the Frost Mage in the last year. And we've had the biggest nerf of our life. And yet we are still powerful in WoD. I'm not complaining too much about that anymore.
Yeah, you guys are something to be a force to be reckoned with.
We're in PvP wise, we do some ridiculous damage at the moment. I hope they don't nerf it, but we have been going through some big changes and big issues in the last year, and I quit WoW for 6 months this year, and it's been a long. This 1 year feels like 2. I'll tell you that right now.
Like we've been
Siege of Orgrimmar came out, and I quit a week after Siege of Orgrimmar. And came back 6 months later, and I was like, "Oh, there's still Siege of Orgrimmar." So I don't forget that. And, it's been a great year though. A lot of neat stuff has happened. I mean, I'm still a Horde, for life. Yeah. But at the moment, I am Alliance. So we'll see. There's a lot more to say, but I don't want to talk forever. So
is that what he said? Horde for life, Alliance this week.
And last night was a testament as to why we're glad that you did switch to Alliance. And he didn't switch to Alliance for any other reason other than I don't play Horde. I play Alliance, and it's easier for people to come hang out with me than me go hang out with them because I'm a guild master. I can't uproot my entire guild to a different server and to a different faction. Like, if you want to come hang with the writers, you got to come to the writers, because we can't uproot 600 people to move to other people. So that's really, and he did. All of his PvPers kind of abandoned one by one, and now we're putting together something pretty solid. I'll talk about my part when it's my turn, but it's not my turn now, and I don't want to rant. But just so you guys know, Frysa is amazing. If you are a mage and you are a frost mage, Frysa is who you need to be getting in contact with, because I can tell you that I do not know anybody. Frysa may not be ranked. It's strictly because he doesn't have his team put together. Once he has his team geared and doing their thing, seriously, he was ranked on his horde too. I mean, he's not small guy. Somebody had referred to us as scrubs a couple months ago. I don't know if you realize who you're talking to, but we're definitely, especially Frysa, when it comes to the mage, he doesn't know the mage any better than anybody else. I mean, he's like the go-to guy when it comes to the mage. So.
Oh yeah, I don't play fire, but I do know arcane very well as well. But I watch Hansel, the best fire mage in the world, so I do know a lot about fire just because I learned from him.
Right.
You know?
And you're one of those people
so I know a lot
that you
about
can watch
the
a video and know exactly what to do. And I have to keep replaying the video, and I'm like, wait, what did he do? Wait, what? Yeah, I'm not that good. Spam, let's talk about your year. Your year has been a very emotional year for Spam Burger's tune, and it's been a very you've been on a very big journey and have finally found a family, right?
It's been an emotional roller coaster. In the last year, I made a flow chart. I went from the DK to the shaman, as well as from the horde side to the alliance side, all in a matter of like 3 days and like 4250 that I flipped to the blizzard. And I'm telling you, it was a very emotional 3 days for me. I logged on and I kept getting error messages, and I was like. It was rough. I mean, I came over to play Horde side because I had new friends that I met locally once I moved to a new state, and they were like, "Oh, come play with us." Like you said, they had a guild, and I was a lone wolf, so I came and joined them, and I rolled my death knight, and Frysa will be my witness. 6 months later, I was the highest item level in the guild.
Yeah.
And I was like, so are you guys going to come raid with me or what? And then I started a level 1 paladin on that server. And like a month after that, he was the second highest item level in the guild. And I was like, come on, guys, let's go. And long story short, like you said, all our PvP buddies, one by one, they left us. And Frysa quit for 6 months, and I was alone on Proudmoore. I would log in, and there would be one member in the guild. And I was very lonely. But like I said, they had server transfers on sale right before Draenor dropped, and I took advantage, and now I've got all my tunes, all my eggs in one place now. So
everybody's on Argent Dawn. Everybody's doing it.
On Argent Dawn.
Everyone's
doing it.
If you guys are lonely and you're guildless, roll a tune on Argent Dawn. Come see us. Come play with us. Our tune is for the people, by the people. That's what we do. Come roll and hang out. You can be who you are. We accept all members of all walks of life. We are Alliance only, though, but we do have a Horde guild nobody's ever on because we're not Horde. But we accept all walks of life. Come hang, have friends, don't play alone. Wowing alone sucks. I did it for a year, 2 years. It sucks. Lycan, your year has been
Crazy.
A lot of changes. It's been sort of a whirlwind. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, beginning of the year, I was still on Draenor, which is the server, not the game. But after a big misunderstanding, to say the least, with the Guildmaster, and he was being an asshat, he decided to boot all my tunes because I was going to bring my one tune over to here, which I wasn't going to raid with Lycan anyway.
Right.
But he decided he's going to boot them all, so I was homeless there for a second and was quickly picked up by the Riders of Rohan, and it definitely be interesting. We are a group of misfits
that
are.
Gosh, love it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so you go to these raiding guilds, and everybody's the same. You know, you have the same purpose, you have the same drive for everything, and then you come to Riders, and it's neat because everybody's just so different that it blends so well together.
Fit like it's like. Boom.
Yeah. and then with the show, starting in August, I started in August as an admin, and came on, and Lida was still on the show, and so was Mathematic, and was on her for once as the admin, and then next thing you know, I says, hey, can you keep coming back for the show? And I just kind of like, sure, and I wasn't going to go anywhere, so I dug in, and I don't care what these guys said, that they weren't getting rid of me. And it's just been craziness to go from never adminning a page, never being involved to a WoW page to, like Sam said, or Bell said, what we have built here. It's just, I look back on pride. I see everything that we've done and the direction that we're heading, and it's only going to get better next year. BlizzCon next year.
BlizzCon's happening.
The interviews we have setting up. And, not to get too mushy, but the four of us especially, and you can even go as far as throwing the rest of the guild and the admins on her. It's just one big family.
True.
And it's nice to be able to, Belle and I will sit there, and she'll Skype me during the day, and we'll sit there for 5 hours and not say a word to each other.
Literally.
And,
nothing.
Or Frysa gets on, and he starts calling people at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock my time in the morning, and and it's the same thing. It's just a whirlwind as soon as he gets on Skype, because he's all winding down from work, and I'm ready to go to bed. But boom, he gets on, and it's fun, and we do our conquests, and it's.
I want to shout that guy out. Okay, so a gentleman did comment that he did love our show, but he hates the way that we pronounce things, and I think you're exactly right. You hit the nail on the head. I can tell you that we will all say the same thing 4 different ways. I don't really know what's real in the WoW world is what's okay. Some of us do say conquest, some of us do say conquest, some of us do say conquest. I don't really know how to say anything, to be perfectly honest with you. I just kind of go with the flow, and my brother still calls it Kumalar, and it's not Kumalar at all. Yeah, Salvador. He literally, we do apologize.
Salvador.
We do apologize for those of you that listen when we butcher the names, but I mean, come on, you're dealing with people that are from different sides of the map. Like, I am lucky I can even read at the end of the day with everything I have going on. So at least you know what we're talking about, and I do apologize that we do hack up the names.
I have no apologies.
Well,
I would like to start a class on World of Warcraft Ubonics. I think that's a well needed class here in America.
So my 2014 has been I watched a guild start at, I think, the beginning of 2014. We were like maybe 30, 40 members. And I watched it just grow and grow and grow. And then the end of MOP came out, and I thought, my guild's going to die. I have to keep this guild alive. This guild is going to die. I'm going to lose. I have to do what I need to do to keep this guild going. We survived the assault of the end of an expansion, and all of our old friends have came back, and we're even continuously still growing. And like and hit the nail on the head, everybody's so weird, and I love that, because you can be weird. You can be weird in guild chat, and you can be weird on TeamSpeak, and you can be weird on Skype, and guess what? The mofo next to you is just as weird as you are. He's just a different kind of weird. So it's good. And we, like I said, I have all walks of life in my guild. I have elitists. I have non-elitists. I have casuals. I have solos. We are a open guild in the sense of your lifestyle choices. We accept everybody. We don't care. I don't care what you do in your personal life. That doesn't mean anything to me. I care that you love gaming, you love WoW, and you're nice to my guildies. That's all we care about. Do runs with us, have fun with us, say weird shit in chat, and make everybody laugh. Like
that is one thing I have noticed about this guild is there's about 2 to 3 Skype calls going on at all times.
Different members, yeah.
And you can't just join a group and be like, hey, can I play with you guys? Yeah, here's my Skype name. We're already got on there. You get on and there's 5 people on there.
He's calling it Robo-sexual. What's that mean?
Robo-sexual.
I don't know what that means either.
What's that mean? Everybody? That we accept everybody? Is that what that means?
No. That's like when you try to have sex with a robot.
Well,
that's exactly what that's supposed to mean.
We accept those also. So if you have a robot fetish, we do accept you into the Writers of Rohan. Just don't try to have sex with my pleasure bot, and we're good. We accept that. But this year has been, I've grown a lot Pwnecast has forced me to be a better player because I want to be a better player for our listeners, and it's forced me to step myself outside of what I thought I knew about the game and explore different aspects such as PvP and raiding and doing all the things that I didn't normally do. Blingatron, sexy, right? It's really given me that. So I want to thank all of my guys here every week. You guys are the best, literally. I mean, I was a bum with no family, and now I have a ton of family, like, all over the place, right here. But get excited for what Pwnecast is going on. I mean, we're expanding. We had a record number of iTunes downloads this month. I mean, a record number. And
like every week, yeah.
Like it just gets better every week. So thank you for being a part of that, and thank you for showing your support and for liking what we do. We really, really appreciate it. And Pwnecast isn't going anywhere. We're still writing our blog articles to make our news the forefront of what we do, where if you've noticed on our page, we have blog articles on how to do different raid content. We're trying to give you as much of that information as possible for you to get it all in one place. And we are going to BlizzCon next year. That has been confirmed. Hopefully with press passes. I say that because we don't have them physically yet, but once that is official next year, we will be going and we'll be doing interviews, and we'll be in the back doing the fun stuff. So it's been a really great year. I know that we have Spamburger has a really great meatballs for his Spamburger meatballs segment. So let's get into what you've got going on, Spammy.
So I put a segment together like many weeks ago, and we've had all these amazing guests, so I've just kind of been sitting on it for a while. So what I wanted to do was kind of break down some of these new raid bosses for us, so that we have, less asshattery, as you guys call it, going on. So I want to start with my man, Kargath B-Fist, or Kargath Blade Fist. I like B-Fist. Tanks should be aware of the Impale, because the Impale will stack on your tanks, and if you get too many stacks, you're going to be dead meat. The general rule of thumb on the internet seems to be 3 stacks and then swap on this thing, but our guys have been either swapping on 2 or swapping on 1 and doing it just fine. The healers and DPS want to watch out for that Berserker Rush, and the team, she's making faces at me. Why are you making faces?
Because
you
the
don't
Berserker
like
Rush, because people don't understand the concept of run him around around
I want to discuss this. There are fire pillars. There's 4 fire pillars on the ground in this Kargath fight, and they're like these skulls that come out of the ground and have like think of it like the water sprinkler on the corner when you were a kid. Only it's fire. You don't want to get wet. Your mom catches you with wet clothes, you're going to be in trouble, right? So when this guy's chasing you, you don't run through the water and kite him into the fire. You run around the water and kite him into the fire.
Inside.
It makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Trust me, the kitty cats are not going to leap out of the cages and get you unless he does the Berserker Rush and kind of shoulder butts you in there, and then you're dead meat. Then you're meow mix. But it can be done. I think this, when you guys were talking earlier about how easy the LFR fight is compared to the normal and the heroic fight, I think this is the reason. Because it allows you to see where those 4 circles of fire are, and to see where those 4 squares of kitty cat death are, and without them actually dealing so much damage, because you can run through the fire in LFR, but if you try and do that on normal, you're not going to make it through. Mm-hmm. It ain't going to happen. Yeah, you can run right through it on LFR.
My favorite's when people stand there and they know they're fixated and they're like, I'm going to stand here, dee, and then they're like, I'm screaming in TeamSpeak, move! And they run right in front. They run right through me. But we haven't done that in a while. Actually, everybody's been doing really, really good with the Berserker Rush part. They've been getting it pretty good. Positioning yourself in between, always position yourself next to an open one. If one's up, stand right next to it and do your DPS.
Boss doesn't let me go upstairs to fight with drunken blade slingers, but from what I gather, you guys are supposed to target the ones that say drunken blade slinger, not the ones that say grunt,
yep,
and kill them like simultaneously
if you don't kill them all, what'll happen is they'll do damage to the raid. So typically what'll happen is when you have 5 people going up, this is in not an LFR, this is in a normal or heroic scenario. When you're going up, one person will be the one that shouts out where you need to go, which is typically the tank, because you have 3 DPS, a healer, and a tank go up. And then you just go and you DPS it down. If you get them all down, you can hop back down. You don't have to wait for him to throw you. What I would say also to in addition to that, Spam, is I would say when you're up there and you know you're close to getting dropped back down, try to position yourself to where you're not over a pit, because sometimes when you drop down, it'll drop you down.
Drop you right in the pit.
So no matter what you're doing, make sure you are not standing and DPSing when you're up in the stands directly over a pit, because that gets ugly really, really quickly. And in general, you just shouldn't be standing in front of those pits, even in the arena section, because when it blows you back, it will blow you back into the tiger pit. It's an instant.
Another point of information for the kitty pits. It's based upon where your back of your character is. So if you're standing to the side of the pit, but your back is facing the pit, and he hits you, you're going right in that pit.
Yep.
So keep your back against the wall and stay out of the circle of flaming death, and you'll be all right. I pretty much spent the last 2 times we did Kargath, I kind of stood in the back, like against the wall, like right with the fire pit between him and me. And then I just didn't move at all, and I ended up having second DPS in the raid.
I position myself in between one of the up pillars. If there's no up pillars next to me on my right, I'll move over to where the pillars are, so that no matter what, if I get berserked, I can move right to behind the fire pillars, so that I could get rid of that.
Also, you want to keep an eye on which pillars are up at what given time, because if he berserker rushes you and the pillar that you were hiding behind just went down, you're gonna have a very long way to run to get.
You're going to take everybody out with you.
You're going to take them through the whole raid, yeah. So that's something to look out for. Be aware of where those I don't know what to call those things are. Fire spewing skulls of death are.
The pillars.
The pillars,
Pillars of death. Spinning pillars of death. It's not as textbook mechanic as people like to imply. You're not that much of a fool if you've never seen it before and you died in this raid. But be aware of the mechanics. I mean, I had a couple of fans ranting on the page about knowing your role in LFR, and I was like, but it's LFR, was my reaction. But the general rule of thumb, the advice of the interwebs has been go watch a YouTube video, maybe listen to what Spam's got to say, and people won't make fun of you so much.
LFR, who cares? You're never going to see those people again.
It's LFR, that's what I have.
You're never going to see those people again. Nobody cares.
So go in there and take down Kargath and make it your New Year's resolution, because you deserve to be raiding this year.
You
guys.
do. Everybody deserves. What a great! Wow, Spamberger's meatballs was on point tonight.
I like meatballs.
I mean, Frysa typically likes balls of meat. Balls of any kind, really. He's not really specific on his balls. They're just.
I'm not shy.
I mean, it's whatever. Balls from all walks of life. He's not particular. He does like big ones, if that helps anybody. So if you've got big balls anywhere.
Frosty balls.
Frosted, not frosted, semi-sweet, sweet. No filling. I mean, whatever. Just we probably took a turn for the worse right now.
I don't judge.
Robo-sexual. That's right. Robo balls.
It don't matter.
I have no words.
I don't even know what to say.
So, Bell's Bites.
So, Spam meatballs, delicious.
Spam meatballs are delicious. Let's talk a little bit about Bell's Bites. So, we have let's talk about the garrison invasions. In order to get your tunes, you have to do the garrison invasion missions. And what happens is they're basically they're Apexis quest dailies. Each time you do one of these dailies, the faction associated with the area specifically that you chose when you started that will be the one that's actually chosen.
So you're saying that the sergeant guy outside the garrison who gives you the mission.
Yeah, he basically, here's how it works. works out because you went and attacked that area. Like, let's say if you're doing the pit or whatever the case may be, you went and attacked that area to do your Apexis dailies, and you basically pissed them off, so they're going to get back at you by attacking your garrison.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, that's basically how that works out. And you do get that from their Sergeant Crowler and Sergeant Grimraw, depending upon who's in what side of the garrison that you're on. It's, what did I put? I have notes here that says that it is unclear at the time if the garrison campaign quest counts towards your invasion faction aggro or not. I don't really know what that means. I don't know why I wrote that. Maybe it sounded good at the time. So make sure that you guys are triggering your invasions. You'll trigger them by doing your Apexis dailies. I do know this to be a fact because all week long I have not done my Apexis dailies, and guess who has not had any invasions? This girl. So do a specific daily if you're trying to trigger a specific faction to be the one that attacks your garrison. If you're consistently doing just one, you're going to get that same kind of invasion, so maybe you want to mix it up.
I think I read somewhere you have to kill at least 500 of a specific faction in order for them to start the invasion.
Which is really, really easy if you're just going in there and burning things down and you're in a group. If you're in a raid, if there's 40 people,
500 goes fast,
boom, you'll probably... people are getting in garrison invasions a few times. I don't know if you can do them more than once a week, but I've seen a few of the guildies actually.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's. I like to help out because you get stuff when you help. So help people. If you're in a guild or you hear people say, "Hey, anybody want to help?" Go help because you get stuff. Who doesn't like free? Go help. You can only have 3 people in your group for a garrison invasion, unfortunately. And of course, always try for gold. We're always like a few points short of gold.
It's not that hard.
I don't know why it's hard for us, but I like to think we're somebody special, but apparently we're not. I don't know if they fixed. I know that the Stable Master had a bug. I don't know if they fixed that. I'll actually need to research to make sure that that's possible. So let's talk about. I know that there's a lot of talk with everybody's always asking what's the best class, what's the best healer, what's the best this, what's the best that. We get that asked consistently, and I get that asked to me as a question on the show. I'm going to say a few things. Really, if you're picking a class or a spec based off what's OP right now, you're going to find yourself pretty pissed off in 6 months from now when that class has been completely changed and rearranged, and now it's the new big thing. I wouldn't pick a class because it's more overpowered or because Blizzard's balancing, which I'm going to call Blizzard out and call it a bunch of horse shit because nothing's balanced. But if you're going to pick, like, everybody's on the warrior bandwagon because they're doing one of the warriors that's one of my raiders, that guy was doing 44,000 damage. How is that possible for DPS? I don't even know. But now all I see are tons of people rolling warriors. Like, when they see that there's a class that's doing so well, they want to be on that bandwagon. What if I told you, let me pull a Morpheus moment, what if I told you that you should stick to the class that you've always loved to play and just be a better player? What if I told you that the Warlock specifically the Destro is in a bad state right now? It's in a bad state with PvP, not too bad PvE. If you're a new Warlock, yeah, you're going to struggle. If you're a Warlock that's made it through, dude, if you can make it through Cataclysm, it's going to be okay. You're going to make it. Okay. Cataclysm was the worst state the Warlocks were ever in. So if you can survive Cataclysm, certainly we can survive some of the bullshit, literally, that these developers are doing to the Warlock. Affliction is great for PvP. If you want a second spec in and you want that for PvP, do it. Destro is still, we're not on the top of anybody's charts. No Warlock on the top of anybody's charts for tier 17 DPS. But
hello.
You can still pull, if you're on one of those classes that's not in the top, you can still pull your base DPS that you should be pulling out of a raid to be viable. You just have to know your class. Stop tune switching because Blizzard's changing their mind. Be a better player. Do more research. Yeah. Talk to other people. Stop looking. Icy Veins is great. Noxic is great. Wowhead is great. Talk to other players. Talk to somebody who's been a monk for as long as monks have been out. Talk to people that play these characters, these classes every day and don't waver. They don't switch to a different alt because Blizzard's having a bad day and Holinka woke up with no coffee this morning, so now Destro's have nothing in PvP. I mean, really.
Is that why?
And on the opposite side of that, if you're being asked by somebody who's a player about how to play specific, if they're not concerned or they have no idea how to play a DK and you're a good DK, answer their questions. This is the only way you're going to make this community better is by helping each other out. I hate that attitude that most people get from that. Where it's, if you don't know how to play, just roll another 2.
Agree.
Be nice to these people. I mean, hell, you were there once yourself.
Everybody was new.
Oh.
And with all the changes, some people might have figured stuff out. I still manage pretty good DPS with the Destro because I know my tune. I'm like Frysa in that aspect. Nobody knows his mage better than Frysa. Nobody knows my Warlock better than me as far as Destro. I might learn a different way to use something, but I could do my rotation in my sleep on a Braille keyboard. That's how in tune I am with my Warlock. So this is basically to everybody that's been talking about what should I roll, what should I play. Try it out, see what you like, see what you don't like. Stop jumping on the bandwagon and playing what you think is best at the time. Play what's fun for you and make that.
I think it was a mistake to when Blizzard came out and said they were going to balance things, because what happened was for all these years that we've been playing, there's always been a class that was OP, in certain things. And we've always been that way. Well, now they came out and said they were balancing. So now there's no such thing as OP. Now it's broken because technically it's supposed to be fixed. So
wait a minute. A blood DK doing 30,000 DPS.
That's broken. So that's the thing is our terminology has changed now. When you see a brewmaster come into an arena and he is unkillable by 2 frost mages while they burst on him and his health doesn't even go down, and he's giving his bubble to other people and he's healing everybody in the room.
Gee,
that's a broken class.
Stop trying to
Stop
trying to make tanks a thing in PvP. Stop trying to make it happen. Seriously, tanks are not a thing in PvP. So all you PvPers who are rolling around in your threes team with a tank, stop taking the sissy's way out and rolling with a tank and do it like druids. That's all I'm going to say. Stop.
It's going to end. It's going to end eventually. You're not going to be able to be your tank spec anymore. But the thing is, though, is I'm just trying to make the point saying how now we're not saying it's OP anymore. We're saying it's broken.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Well, I got one, as long as we're on the subject, I've been saying this for years. I gave Frysa this advice last week, and he actually did it while I was talking to him and was dumbfounded at how cool this was. There's this amazing thing out there that people don't seem to know exists. It's called Public Test Realm. If you would like to try your character, I don't know if it's currently
negative.
One.
That's bad advice. Nope, that's bad advice.
This is bad
You
advice.
can only use the public test realm when they make it open, which is typically 30 days before a content patch. So public test realm is shut down 90% of the rest of your game time. It's literally shut down. The PTR is not open.
Oh, see, I didn't know it was shut down. I didn't even try.
Found a way to make money and got boosted tunes, and now you can't do PTR all the time.
Yeah,
that sucks.
This might be the thing of this last year, but you can't. You can only do PTR when they open it, which is typically about 30 days before a major patch.
Yeah, that was new.
He's all, well, so much for that.
Go spend $60 and go try a new tune. I don't know. I was gonna say
You'll know by level 30 if you like a tune. By level 30, you got a good solid idea if it's something you want to roll with.
I can never get a mage past 40.
I
get to 40 and I'm done.
So I was explaining this to somebody. I can't forget who I was talking to this about. Someone was saying that they have a mage and they can't play it because of survivability. And I said, look, here's the thing, though, is you have to be a mage from the start. If you play any other character and then come to a mage, you will realize that a mage cannot heal himself, and you are going to hate your game. Just like rogues, you can't just hop on your rogue after having a lot of tunes. Not many people like playing a rogue. But if that was your first tune and that's what you started playing off, you love your rogue. And people don't know why you like a rogue. And that's because that's all you are. Well, I've been a mage, and I have learned how to blink, alter time, blazing speed, ice block, and I learned how to survive all that because you have to learn how to do all that. If you haven't been doing that from the start, it's one of those things where you probably should never go down that path if you're a blood DK or a monk or a druid. Do not be a mage because you are going to hate it. No?
But let me wrap up my Bell's Bites. I do have some information on some rares, some mount drops. I know there's a lot of you that are collectors, and there are those of you that aren't collectors. They just kind of roam around and they're like, oh, you're killing something cool that drops something. Let me get in on that. So there are some really good mounts. There's Knack the Thunderer. Bloodhoof Bull is actually received from killing Knack the Thunderer. He is in the Grand. Looks like he's. I'm trying to see the picture. I can show you. I can post a picture right here for you guys. Maybe, or you guys can see it on the page. When attacking, his health pool will scale to about 15 million with enough people attacking it. You do not need to be grouped to win the mount. You just need to attack him, so you don't need to put a raid team together. The spawn points are near the Jaws Navarax flight path, which is the northern part of the zone. But obviously having groups set up for different spawn points, because he does kind of spawn randomly, that's a good idea. But Bloodhoof Bull is the mount that drops off Knack the Thunderer. There's also Gorok. Gorok drops the Great Grey Tusk, and he is in Frostfire Ridge. He's kind of like a gray-looking boar. He's a level 93 elite, and he's easily killed. They're saying his Wowhead says his spawn timer is about 7 or 8 hours for a respawn that are not affected by server restarts. I never stocked mounts enough, except the time lost, to know anything about the server restarts. Luke Hulk, am I saying that right, or am I butchering it? Luke Hulk?
That sounds about right.
He drops the modeled Meadow Stomper. That's also in the Grand. It's one of the new Elec models. He is a level 100 rare elite. Once again, you do not need to be grouped to obtain the mount. You just simply tap, boom, be done. Everybody's happy. He is located by the Ring of Trials flight path. Pound Fist. Everybody stocks Pound Fist and Gorgon. They camp this guy for like 16 freaking hours. He's basically the giant good dude. Like, you get to ride an actual, like a guy. He's the Sunhide Gromling is what he is, and you know those Gromlings are huge. All versions of those Gromlings are like massive. But basically, there's tons of groups for this. Go to your group finder, find yourself a group, camp, do your thing. It's rough. It's rough. So my hat's off.
He's got a long spawn time too, huh?
He does, and he's got 4 different spawn points, which is really, really rough. So I guess.
Now, Blizzard doesn't, sorry to interrupt, but Blizzard doesn't come out and tell you the spawn rate, right? They don't come out and tell you.
No, that's people that figure it out. You have people that
it's called data mining.
Data mine it, and they try to figure it out. You also have Pathrunner. Pathrunner in Shadow Moon Valley, the Pathrunner drops the Swift Breeze Strider, 93 elite. So go grab that. It looks like a tall book. It's nothing really fancy. But those are just the mounts.
I slid at level 91. He freaking ran me over like a Mack truck. And
those are just some mounts that you can you guys can go try to obtain. They're really easy if you've got other like-minded people who are in that area. Just tap it, get your mount, and go. Be happy about that. So that concludes Bell's Bites. Let's see where we're at on time. Okay, so let's get right into Frysa has, because he's our Ashran tour guide, and without him, we would never know anything. He literally taxis me, but Frysa's Pwn in PvP has a really good, some really good PvP talk for you.
Okay, well, in Ashran, we talked about, I think last week, I said Conquest you can also get from the portal people who stand in front of the portal of the opposite faction, and they will drop 25 Conquest points for you if you get about 2 or 3 people to kill it, or you're a blood DK and you can just kill it yourself. Broken. Anyways, I'm just playing. Well, what there is also in Ashran is there's going to be groups, and it's not part of the main raid. The main raid is going to be in the middle of the map. And the reason why you want to do the main raid is mainly if you want broken bones from your Gladiator Sanctum. You need 4,000 to be able to do the high mall tournament. So if you stay in the middle of the map long enough, depending on if you guys are doing good or not, doesn't really matter. As long as you're in there and you keep going back and back, you'll get 4,000 really in no time. It's not that hard to get 4,000. Just stay in the middle of the fight for a couple days and just do that, and you'll get your 4,000. You go to the tournaments, and then you can die there. It's not really like I get to go to high mall tournament. It's like, oh no. So, but that's one reason to go in the middle and fight. You can also get to the end, and you can actually kill the boss if you're with a good raid team. We were with one last night, I believe. There was a horde team.
Which one's the boss?
We didn't kill the boss last night.
Big rock guy in the middle.
No, it's
the rock guy.
no. That's not a boss. That is just something that they summoned to piss us off.
Oh.
Just like we he dropped his. Just like we summoned the big tree.
The tree guy. Okay.
Those are not bosses. But they do drop conquest points and pieces of armor. So if you do see one of those and you are noticing it's going down, get your butt over there, tag it, don't die, and if you do die and it's almost dead, don't resurrect. Stay there and you'll get the loot. What else was I going to say? If you get to the end, you can kill the boss. You get a lot of conquest points. You get bonus objectives. You get more honor. You get all of this. And what now? That's the main raid. Now the event raids are different. The event raids could be up to 20, 30, 50 people at a time. And what they do is they run around to all four corners of Ashran and they do the events. The events, you can go on WowWinky and you can go to a few other websites to find out exactly when they are. But really, they're about 10 minutes in between here and there. The events are nonstop. And what the events are, they're very simple. There's let me pull my little map out here that I had.
And let me tell you, as a member of the opposite faction of the raids that were going around, I stood there at one of these events and said, oh, this is pretty cool. And next thing you know, there comes like more through. I'm going, oh, that was fun.
So you're going to find out real quick in these events. It'll come up on your screen. You'll hear a big horn go, Mrr. Look at the thing, and it's going to tell you event starts in 3 minutes, and it's going to be in the Molten Quarry. Wow. If you don't really know if there's a event raid going on, you're going to find out real quick. Go to the event, find out if anybody's going to show up. Sometimes nobody shows up, and you could do the whole event with 2 other people, and you will win and get 125 conquest points. Rarely. What happens usually in that 3 minutes is you have 50 Horde or 50 Alliance running over there. So you could be over there at the event like, okay, it's real quiet over here. And all of a sudden you see an army come over the rocks because they all want that 125 conquest points for completing that event. And if they're the opposite faction of you, bye. You are going to die in seconds. And they also has portals that are in there, so they don't necessarily have to run. They can take a portal to the next event, which happens all the time. We've seen it in front of our eyes. You guys all remember.
I got annihilated and slaughtered by people that came through the portal, and I was like, what the F just happened to my life?
So if you notice that there is a Horde or Alliance team and you're of the opposite faction and you notice that there is not a raid for your guys, every time you see an event come up every 3 minutes, just stay away from that area. At that point, know that everything else is safe to go to except where the event is happening. So get away from there as fast as you can. Even if you're there doing quests, just leave it. Get out of there. Don't be a part of it. Come back 15 minutes later once it's done.
Go with a buddy.
But that is going to be the best way to get conquest points.
You encourage the buddy system, right? Don't try not to go in if you have to, because you queue separately, but always bring people with you so that you travel with people.
I am very special guy because I have a lot of great friends that come with me, and I don't go to Ashran alone. I don't do that, so I will go with 2 to 3 people every time because my friends are awesome, and we will cap out for conquest and not that long. It takes like an hour at the tops before you get your 200 conquest points, and then technically you're done. You can stay there and collect fragments at that point. My suggestion is if you're Alliance, you want to go to the Molten Quarry because the spawn rate on those bosses are much faster, and go to the Molten Quarry and just farm fragment points. Then you can go to that portal right to the left, on the bottom left, and you can take it back up to the base, turn in your fragments. If you're Horde, you want to go to the amphitheater because the spawn rate on a lot of those spores are much faster, and you can just get there and do all those and then turn them in. Once you're capped out on Conquest, of course. If you want Broken Bones, go to the middle, fight to fight forever. The fight never ends. It will never end. It'll go on and on, like the song that never ends. So you guys can do that. There's your tour. There is more to do, bonus objectives and all that, but the main point, if you can get a group of 5 people and 10 people, go try to do those events and hope that no one else shows up. So that is your goal. Get those, kill the portal masters, get your 25 conquests. If that's what you have to do, go around and kill portal masters all day because you don't really have a group. That's what you got to do.
And something as a non-PvP or just getting in it with my hunter, I'm so used to Tolbrad and Winter Rasp and all the other battlegrounds too that you walk in and boom, there's your objectives. Fight's over. You won the battleground. You're done. And I stood there for, I don't know, probably I was sitting there for about 45 minutes after you guys left trying to figure out when the end of Ashran. And it's an ongoing thing. It never stops.
That's why queue times take so long, because people could literally spend 10 hours in Ashran and never get out.
It won't. AFK time, it's about, I don't know exactly, but it's about 5 minutes.
And it kicks you out.
2 minutes.
It boots you out.
It's less than 5 minutes. It has to be less.
2 minutes.
It's
2 minutes,
it's
120
2 minutes
seconds, and you go AFK.
And once you're AFK, you are
And
out
I
of there,
would
buddy.
recommend, I think we talked about this before, but once you're at 100 fragments, go back and turn that shit in. I didn't, and I was wishing I would have because I lost all of them. Well, not all of them. I lost half of them. It was terrible. I was so upset. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of Ashran. Bye. I'm done. I'm never coming back. I'm done. Once you get to 100, you want to go ahead and take them in. You want to save at least up to 100 so that you get the most honor points when you're turning those in, because the more fragments you have, the more honor points you get. But at 100, you're getting 250, 300 honor points for 100 fragments.
I have to look that up. I would have to.
So make sure every 100 fragments, if you're feeling froggy and you're feeling like you can handle it past 100, but boy, are you going to be pissed off when you get killed by some hordes and you lose half. Okay, it isn't 25%. It is 50% of what you are carrying. They take from you. Doesn't matter if you resurrect or not.
Like divorce without a prenup, man.
It does not matter. It doesn't matter whether you resurrect or not. The second your body hits that floor, you lose half of your fragments. So, please, for the love of Jeebus,
go run back.
Get your little
And the reason why you want
machines, send them back if you don't want to go. Use a portal. Go to back to the base.
Right.
It's not going to kill you to run back through and kill stuff. But at 100, I would recommend. That you.
Once you kill those portal guys, it gives you about 75 artifacts
60
right away.
Yeah, something like that.
So if you to kill 2 of them in 10 minutes, you don't pay attention. That's almost 200 artifacts you have on you, and you really don't realize that because you weren't killing any of the ogres walking around. But because you kill portal people, you can go up to 400 artifacts before you even know it. And
then there's a rogue with a pair of flimsy X-ray goggles standing next to you, and you're ganked.
And you're ganked just like that. So just be aware, guys. I'm done talking. That'll be it. Just don't go in alone if you have to. Have fun.
It is interesting. I liked it. As a non-PvPer, it's definitely fun. Except when you're left standing in the middle by yourself.
So
A
sorry.
little bitter about that. A little bitter. Thank you for joining us this week. We do have some cool stuff. Next week, we're going to be starting, Lycan's going to be diving in with our own character lore. If you have a tune that you want to know what your lore is for that character, send it into PWNcast. Email him at lycan@pwncast.net. Send it into the page. Email us at info@pwncast.net. And he'll do some lore for you on the show. He's going to start diving into all the character lore specifically, which we're really super stoked about because I need to know more about my warlock. So that's coming in this next year. Look for a lot of big things for PWNcast. We're really glad that you're a part of it every week. We thank you for being on our page. You guys go to our website. We have so many downloads on iTunes. I'm so excited. I'm literally so stoked that that's even happening. Thank you for joining us. We had fun with you guys as usual. Thank you for spending your 2014 with us, and we're so excited that you guys are going to spend 2015 with us. We heart you. 2015. We're here to stay. So thank you for your support. We love that you guys give us and show us your support. And if you want to get a hold of any of us, go to pwncast.net. And all of our contact information is there. You can also find us on facebook.com/PWNcast, and you can find us at PWNcast Podcast on Twitter. We are everywhere. The only thing we don't have is an Instagram. So make sure that you
working on that.
Right? Make sure that you contact us. But thank you for spending the week with us. We had an amazing time with you guys. That's pretty much it. That's it. We had a great week. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys in 2015.
That's all.
That's seriously every week. That's my favorite part. That's all. All right. Your face right now. I can't even. What do you do? What's happening?
Oh my God! I watched the greatest movie last night.
What? What's that?
Who did that?
Brains like that.
That's weird as shit.